Look at the skyline of any major city and you'll see a massive and a weird contradiction. We have the worst housing crisis in a generation, yet in Melbourne alone, for example, there's over 86 office towers sitting virtually empty. Now, 2 years ago, we were told that these ghost towers were the solution. We turn cubicles into kitchens, meeting rooms into master bedrooms. But here's the hard, cold truth. Not a single application to convert an office building into a housing building. Nothing's been submitted in central Melbourne since 2023. Today, I'm pulling the curtain on why this dream is currently a nightmare for developers. We're talking about the economic rent trap and why, without a massive government shake-up, those 80, 90 odd towers will stay empty while you keep struggling to find a rental. I'm Roy, and this is Roy Talks Property. Let's look at the math the politicians are ignoring. The math that just doesn't stack up. We call it the 0.05% margin. Why are developers walking away?
We gotta get out of here!
It's not a lack of will, it's a lack of profit. A recent study by the architecture firm 𝗳𝗁 found that for one landmark tower, a residential refit would yield an estimated profit margin of just 0.05%. Think about it for a moment. Let's take a pause.
Pause.
If you're a developer taking on a $200 million risk, you're not going to do that for a 0.05% return.
And I won't ever.
You'd make more money putting that cash into a basic savings account. This is why the economic rent trap exists.
Unpause.
Unpause.
Landlords are stuck. The cost to convert is so high that they'd have to sell the apartment for double the market rate just to break even. So they sit and wait, hoping for a return of office workers that might never happen again. And unfortunately in Victoria, the Labor government is trying to push for 2-day work from home weeks. So the problem is only going to be exacerbated in the near future. There's also the technical nightmare, plumbing, electricity, and lifts. Most people think they just put up some dry walls and call it an apartment. It's actually a structural disaster. For example, the plumbing problem. An office has one central set of toilets. An apartment block needs plumbing for 20 separate kitchens and 30 bathrooms per floor. Second, the light gap. Office buildings have deep floor plates. If you turn them into apartments, the middle of the building becomes windowless cave. That doesn't work. Third, the poor door dilemma. To make these work, developers often have to sacrifice quality, leading to what the Guardian calls slum-like conditions with no natural light or ventilation. The solution? Tax breaks or bust. So, how do we fix it? We need to stop pretending the free market will solve this on its own. If we want people living in the CBD, we need 3 things. Government incentives, direct funding to bridge the 0.05% gap. Second, tax breaks, removing the stamp duty and land tax hurdles that makes conversions unviable. Third, rezoning flexibility. Allow developers to turn the windowless centers of these buildings into maybe gym spaces, student accommodations, etc. Just like they're successfully doing in Brisbane, by the way. Until the math changes, these 80 to 90 odd towers are just expensive ornaments in our CBD. They look nice, but they're not making money for anyone. If you're an investor, don't bet on the office to residential plan or strategy the government has been spruiking for the last few years. If you want to find assets that actually stack up in 2026, the ones with a 6 to 7% yield and proven growth is what we look for here at 𝗞𝗆𝘆 Club. We don't deal in dreams, we deal in data and good opportunities. Hit the subscribe button and stay ahead of the curve. I'll see you on the next one.